sorta same as some, but that cityscape makes me numb. Walking a wire between fire, water, and water. I'll take the time. Still managed to end up thirsty the day the nursery collapsed. In my hand, I hold the plumage of a buzzard. Something for circling nutrition. I may have just saved your children. An inborn tendency telling me to grip that sickle. The pirate tyrant breathes speed on your precious little pixel. I interviewed the sun. He said the future's looking bright. I interviewed the rain. He claimed the sun's truly an asshole. I was supposed to interview the snow today, but of course he flaked. So I let my preacher's demeanor teeter and take his vacant place. We sprouts from the same litter, yet amazingly crafted by separate scissors. I slots more of the beaten past blasting the Cretan blizzard. My time is hurting toward little lost causes. My time is spent plugging these leaking bosses. And I'm here to pose inquiries. I'm here to draw a fork in the road and call it the diary of common sheep aspiring. Little Billy Starr lit up the block, got the right premise, but can't thread the needle without consulting the apprentice present. I don't really know you, but I don't really care.
I'm excited about this. I met this guy about a year and a half ago. We've been trading shows ever since. He's funny as hell. Originally from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Now he's here to kick some comedy ass. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? There we go. Please welcome to the stage, Dorian Taylor! How's everybody? That's just fucking looking at me. All right. Now, it's funny because Kelsey brought that up. She went to Carnegie Mellon. And when I was getting out of high school, my mom gonna say that. She was like, why don't you apply to Carnegie Mellon? I was like, have you fucking seen my report cards? She was like, yeah, by the way, not for a year. Where the fuck are your report cards? I was like, oh, yeah. Yeah, I gotta show you them one of them days. I did graduate. You can show up at the graduation. Well, anyway, how's everybody doing? Y'all doing good? I don't care. But anyway, I got to get my life together. I'm getting older, and 90% of the time, I'm afraid to pick up my goddamn phone. Every time it rings and I see a number I don't know, I got to make a decision. I'm like, this could be a job I applied to, or this could be AT&T. You know what? I'm going to let voicemail figure that shit out. I'm going to let voicemail figure that shit out. Even when I see a number I recognize, I'm like, this could be my mom with an emergency. Or this could be AT&T. I'm going to let voicemail figure that shit out. I can't take no chances at this point. I haven't picked up the phone in so long. Most of my creditors quit. I mean, sometimes I accidentally pick up the phone, drunk, and I don't like the way they talk to me. This one woman she gonna be like, well, you know if you don't pay this bill, you'll never be able to get a house. It's gonna go on your credit report. And I was like, bitch, I owed you $600 for 3 years. I think we both clearly know I'm not ready for a mortgage. In the house. And I was like, first off, how the fuck you know I still live in an apartment? And you have that intimate knowledge of my financial situation. But most of them quit, but this one guy from Visa, he just wouldn't take no for an answer. I didn't pick up my phone. This dude gonna start cyberbullying me. He gonna follow me on Facebook. I wrote a post, just watch Power, great episode. Jason from Visa gonna put under my post, I see you got money for your cable bill. How about you put some power on this Visa bill? I'm like, come on, man, there's people who I barely know. You telling them I'm broke and shit. But I do gotta start getting my stuff together. I do want to get a home eventually, Dolores. So I started selling some of my older stuff. I started cashing in. I had all this old change, so I went to the coin store. How come nobody told me the coin store machine's in front of the checkout aisles? I'm sitting there cashing in this loud-ass machine. People are just looking at me like, look at this broke motherfucker right here. They're buying real food like cereal and milk. Cereal with name brands on it, Frosted Flakes, walking by me, giving me advice like, the sun will come out tomorrow. I'm like, that's from fucking Annie, man. Like, just trying to get my shit together. So, yeah, after I did that, I told my friend this story. I told him that embarrassing story. I was like, yeah, I had to go to the coin store. Whole tone of the conversation changed. He's like, you went to the coin store? He's like, brother, how you doing? How's your wife doing? Are you okay? Motherfucker started inviting me over his house on random Tuesdays for dinner. Hey, brother, Me and the wife are making meatloaf. If you don't, we won't mind you coming over. I'm like, dude, no. Then the kicker is one day he gonna come to my house and bring some extra groceries. Like, man, look, I was in the grocery store and I just happened to buy 2 turkeys. Brother, you do eat turkey, don't you? I was like, you don't get that pity meat out of my goddamn face. I don't know. Speaking of change, because times are tough and I get it. Like, I don't know. Times are tough everywhere. I don't know why some of these fast food restaurants, y'all seen them, they have tip jars now. Like, I walked in the Subway the other day, and when I get to the counter, they gonna have a little tip jar at the counter. So the dude at the counter gonna hand me my change back real slow. Then he gonna look at the jar. Then he gonna look at me. Then he seen me look at the jar. He gonna whisper, what would Jesus do? I was like, probably go to Panera Bread, motherfucker. I don't know. I'm not tipping you or any part of your sandwich making squad. All that dude was pick out some bread, and I asked him to toast it, but then the second dude just put shit on that bread, and all you did was take my money and ask if I want a cookie. Or these weird-ass sun chips. You don't know why they got the weird-ass sun chips at the counter. I was like, just be honest with me. Put some real shit on the jar. But like, my kids are sick of eating $5 footlongs. I'm like, word, you can have this 56 cents. Or just put on that cup. Look, I work at Subway. Obviously, my life didn't turn out the way I wanted it to. That's true. We work at a Subway. Life sucks. I got into a fight with this homeless man. Let me tell you how that shit happened. I was going into the grocery store, and this homeless guy would be outside, and he would have this sign. It said, "Hungry, please help." And from time to time, I would give him some change. But secretly, I always wanted to know how hungry this motherfucker really was. So I walked in the grocery store, and I bought 4 packs of shrimp-flavored ramen noodles, the worst flavor on earth. And I walked outside, and I handed them to him. And I even gave him some words of encouragement. I was like, namaste, my homeless friend. So I'm walking away feeling good about myself, and I just feel 2 back-to-back hits in my back, like, pop, pop. I turn around. This homeless dude's about to throw the 3rd pack of ramen, like, I don't want your goddamn ramen noodles. I was like, all right. So I beat the shit out that homeless dude. But it did answer a question. He really wasn't that hungry. That shit answered my question real quick. But after that, man, I started working out at the gym. I had to get back in the gym, because I'm not going to front. That fight was touch and go for a couple minutes there. I was like, you got to get back in the gym when you almost lose a fight to a motherfucker who don't eat. And I was like, I might need to call Bally's back up. But that's not the only sign I knew that I need to get back in the gym. Because as soon as I meet my family, that's the first thing they say to me. You getting big, ain't you? I'm like, fuck you. Like, look. I just met you. That's the first thing they bring up at family reunions. Hey, Dorian, not where you from. You getting big, ain't you? And it's never the small one to bring it up. It's always the big motherfuckers who bring it up. But if I say something to them, I'm wrong. Like, Aunt Sarah, you been fat. See, I knew your mother raised you wrong. I can't believe this nigga gonna call me fat. I didn't immediately join a gym, like I said, because I'm broke. I started off, I got this Video P90X. Y'all know what that is? Yeah, I got excited because it said you could get shredded in 90 days, and it showed all these former chubby motherfuckers who got really shredded. So I got excited. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to do this. Walked in the bathroom, took off my shirt, looked at my reflection. I was like, say goodbye to yourself. My reflection looked back at me eating a sandwich. Like, look here, you chubby son of a bitch. I ain't going nowhere. And he was right, because by day 7, I'm sitting there yelling at the TV like, I ain't doing another goddamn sit-up. Tony Horton, fuck you, your whole family, everything you stand for. Because they fooled me. I paid $100 for those tapes. Because they only show you the success stories. They don't show you the failure stories like me. I want to see some real shit. I got conned. I just want to see a testimonial from a woman. She's like, by day 9, I was addicted to crystal meth. I can understand that, because I quit at day 7. You should have quit doing them sit-ups. I just want to see some dude on there like P90X ruined my marriage. Yeah, it'll do that shit. It will do that shit. Then there's just one real bad testimony. This dude's like, P90X got me my 3rd strike. Goddamn, brother, you could have just quit doing the sit-ups on day 1. But he didn't quit doing that shit. So, I started getting back in shape. And one of the reasons I really joined the gym is because I'm self-conscious. I'm going bald. Now, I cut my hair low. But I know one day somebody's going to crack that code and figure that shit out. So I'm trying to get back in shape. Now, I'm really self-conscious. I wish I had the confidence like older black men. Like back in the 70s, older black men just said, fuck it. And just let their hair go. I'll be watching the Jeffersons like, how do you do it, George? How do you just keep your hairline in that airplane pillow-shaped style and not give a damn? But I can't do that. I'm like, because I don't want to end up with a wife that sounds like Wheezy. Dorian, get a shape up. I'm like, no, that shit ain't happening. I constantly think about getting hair. I'm constantly plotting on ways to get hair. Like, I want to get Bosley. I really do. But in the commercial, see, they know. They're like, yeah, he needs to get it. But in the commercial, they never tell you where the hair comes from. So I'm afraid when I get to my consultation, the doctor or the motherfucker just got fired from Walmart, because I ain't never seen the hair doctor school, so I don't know. I ain't never seen that shit. Is going to look at me and just be like, I legally have to ask you this. How bad do you not want to be bald? And then he proceeds to just open this book full of animals with black fur and is like, stop me when you see an animal you like. Now I'm walking around with a handful of honey badger fur, and I don't even know if a honey badger can have waves. But I'm thinking of other ways besides putting animal fur on my head to get hair. Like, I saw a commercial for this chemical called Flex Seal. Because in the commercial, this dude is spraying a screen door with this black sealant, and then he sprays it with a hose, and no water gets through. I was like, oh, hell yeah. I'm going to put that shit on my head. But I'm afraid that I'm going to spray it in the wrong manner, and it's not going to look like a natural hairline, and some black dude can't shape it up. So now I'm stuck with some weird ass hair. Y'all don't know what Flex Seal is? Alright, fuck it. That shit worked before. People knew what Flex Seal was when I told that shit before. Yeah, but I'm afraid of that. So, with that being said, well, besides that, y'all know President Trump has a toupee, right? And y'all do know that, right? Like, he has fake hair. That's true. Yeah, that's true. Okay. But I'm just hoping right now during this comedy show he didn't Twitter anything crazy, because y'all been keeping up with stuff he's been tweeting about, I guess, with the NFL with people taking a knee. Yeah, that's some bullshit. I got one friend who got really mad at that. He called me last week and he gonna be like, Dorian, that's it. I'm going back to Africa. I was like, fuck you mean back to Africa? I was like, you're from D.C. And your parents are from D.C. I was like, have you ever been to Africa? He was like, no. I was like, well, you gotta pick a country in it. It's a continent. I was like, you gonna see, I could just picture him at the airport. I'd like 1 ticket to Africa, por favor. They're like, all right, what country? And the only thing he can remember is a country on the news that he's seen. So now I'm at home and I'm watching CNN and I see Kevin running from some Ugandan rebels. And I'm like, look at this motherfucker. He made his dream come true. But he better pick up his fucking knees. They're about to catch him. Run, Kevin. Run. And then after that, he gonna have the nerve to ask me, like, if I go back to Africa, you coming with me? I was like, hell no. No. I was like, I think it's a beautiful place, most of it. But there's some shit that I like that I don't think Africa has. Like, I don't think Africa has Cool Whip. I don't think they would be as angry if they had Cool Whip. And I don't think Africa has s'mores. And that's some shit I want to find out as soon as I get there. I get off the plane, I'm like, hey, Kunta Kinte. Because, you know, I'm respectful. I'm like, where can I go to get some s'mores? And this African dude just looks at me like, what the fuck are s'mores? And I'm just like, all right, man, do you at least have Funyuns? Okay, now you're just making shit up. I'm like, that's it, man. I'm going back to America. I can't even get grape Kool-Aid in this bitch. Hold on now. We invented grape Kool-Aid. Like, I'm not gonna front. You get used to certain stuff in America. Like, I know it's on the internet. I don't think Africa has Netflix. And I want to watch my Narcos. Plus, I don't really think this joke will go over well in Africa. They'll be mad as hell at me telling them, like, look at this motherfucker. He didn't know about the grape Kool-Aid, though. He didn't know. I told this joke a couple weeks ago, and this white woman gonna come up to me after the show, and she was like, for all the stuff you guys went through in America, I do think you should get reparations. And I was like, bitch, you can give me $20 right now, I'll wipe this slate clean with the table cloth. We'll be all good. Be at Taco Bell like America is changing in this And she was like, well, I didn't mean me, I mean the government. And I was like, I do think black people deserve reparations. I don't think we'll ever get them. But if they're going to give us reparations, at least make it practical. Like, give us $100 worth of free Popeyes. I hear some words of negativity. I know some people going to be sitting there looking at their Popeyes, keep on like, all this shit we've been through, they're going to have the nerve to give us free Popeyes. Welcome to Popeyes, may I take your order? Yes, I'd like to get that reparations bucket. What are my freedom signs? Mashed potatoes and liberation rice. Order that shit in the mail. I can't believe this. Be here 6 other times, but. And like he said, like Aaron said, I'm originally from Pittsburgh, born and raised. At 25, I moved to Washington, D.C. Well, I moved to Maryland, outside of Washington, D.C. with my family. Been there. Yeah, awesome city, expensive. It's expensive as fuck. I don't know why gas prices. Yeah. Well, I'm not getting into that shit right now. Don't distract me. But I went to the African American History Museum with my mom, and it's great. If you've never been there, it starts with the history of when black people started in America, basically up until Barack Obama. So like it progressively gets more light skinned. So I was like, okay, all right. I don't know. We ain't at Drake. In a couple more years, they're gonna have the Drake exhibit. We ain't at that light skin level yet. So it starts off, and I was seeing, it starts off with slavery, and I was walking through, and it's really somber, and I was watching the slavery exhibits, and I just started thinking, I was like, I wonder, what was the worst slave job besides the job of being a slave? And I came to a conclusion, it had to be the slave cook. Because I know when Slave Human Resources gave her that job, she was just like, shit. Like, look, I will pick cotton. See, I can do this. I am fine with being with them guys in the field. Because the pressure has to be on. Because if she even burns the toast, she knows an ass whooping's coming. They're like, this toast is too dark. She's like, yeah, I know. I put it in the toaster and... Because we still have proof to this day that they had some of the best cooks. Because I was walking through the grocery store and see that racist ass box of Aunt Jemima pancakes where they still have her dressed like Harriet Tubman. I was like, I can't believe this shit. And even during Black History Month, I'm like, change her clothes, put the bitch in the sundress or something. Like, just change it up, put her in some Guess jeans, at least in February. At least in February, give her a sundress. I'm not gonna front. I used to buy Aunt Jemima pancakes. They're delicious. The more you whip the batter, the better it tastes. I don't know if that's a correlation, but too soon. I just told you to put her in the sun. Okay. But I started feeling guilty because one day I walked downstairs and the guilt got to me. Aunt Jemima, I was about to pull her out the cabinet. She just looked at me like, "Are you about to cook me, you fucking sellout?" I was like, I was like, you know what? Yeah, you're right. And then the last time I really quit eating them, I walked in my kitchen the one day, and Aunt Jemima's just sitting there, and I think she was talking to Uncle Ben, because I could hear him whistling. And she just had her head down, holding a plate of pancakes, and she had her hand in the air with the black power fist on. And I was just sitting there like, I don't even know how she knew that, because she died before the black power fist came out. Y'all have been a great audience. Thank you for coming. I cut a little bit short. But that's my time, Dorian Taylor. Thank you. Dorian Taylor, everybody! Let's get for all the clients this evening. Ramsey Daniels, Alexandria, Paige Pulaski, Alana Breich, Aaron Kleiber, Kelsey Claire Hagan, and of course, Dorian Taylor. We're going to have another show at midnight. It's going to be starting in about 20 minutes. You guys can feel free to hang out for that. It's free. Guys, thank you guys so much for supporting the Big Damn Show.